Passek, the FlyFish Fanatic. Welcome to my tying bench. Today we'll be doing a buzzer pattern. It's my take on the Shipman's buzzer. It is fairly simple tie, but super effective tie. These are great patterns. They represent chironomid as they're hatching with a bit of that trailing shuck and the gills in the front. So great little pattern. So without further ado, so in the vise I have a Hook-Hends BL700 in a size 12. I'll tie these in a 12, 14, 16 depending. I will be using some white Antron or white yarn, anything like that that you've got. For the rib, I'll be using some Semperfli Perdigon in iridescent pearl or blue pearl. And then for the body, I'll just be using some Peacock Hearl. Okay? Fairly simple. Black Semperfli Nanosilk for the tying thread. Wax my thread. Get myself started here right at the front. Fairly simple tie. Toughest part of this is keeping that darn Antron stuff out of your way. So now, depending on how big you want the fly, you can stop there. You can come forward a bit. It all depends on how long you want the fly itself. So once I'm good there, I'm going to bring my thread right back to the front. I'm going to leave myself a mill or two. Then I'm going to take my Antron and I'm going to lay it roughly in the middle there. That's good. And then open wraps. I'm just going to come all the way back to my tie-in point. That looks about good for length of the body. So I won't go any longer than that. Now I'm going to just roughly cut my length just so it's more manageable. That's way too long still, but just so it's more manageable. My back I can cut. Yeah, I want it a little bit past the hook bend. This is more for just so it's more manageable to work with. So you don't have to work around that stuff. Okay, all the way to the front. I'm going to get my ribbing. And I'm going to tie it in. I'm just going to regrip that. I'm going to tie it in right here at the front. Just in open wraps all the way back to my stop point, and open wraps back to the front again. Keep that out of the way. Select yourself 2 to 3 Peacock Hearls. It all depends on the Hearls you have. You want a little bit of thickness here, but not a, I mean, it is a chironomid pattern, so you don't want too much. So I am going to go, so what I've got here, I'm going to go with 3. I'm going to cut off the very tips just because they're a little bit on the softer side. And I'm going to tie that in right there by the 3. Now, you can, if you want to have a little bit more strength in your Hearl, you can do the thread wrapping trick, which is you just wrap it around your thread, right? Or you can just wrap it forward. I'll do the wrapping trick just so you guys can, for those that have never done it. All I'm doing is wrapping it around the thread. It just reinforces the Hearl a bit. Because as you guys all know, that if you've tied with Hearl, it can be pretty brittle. I want to open that up a little bit, just so it's a little bit fuzzy. And then just going to touching wraps. Wrap it all the way forward to there. And I can unwrap again what I didn't need, and then lock it in. Nip off your excess and counter wrap your ribbing. lock it down. Bring your Antron back. Put a couple 3-4 turns in front of the eye. I like just giving my hook a little bit of an invert there at that point. And then I will grab my whip finisher, hold this all back. 3, 4, 5 turn whip finish. Nip that thread off. And then I want it to be a little bit shorter than the tail. I don't want it too long of a gill in the front here. So I'm going to cut about half of that away and see what it looks like. Yeah, that's good. I could even shorten that tail just slightly, but I'm not going to actually, because that's the trailing shuck, and sometimes they're quite long. So now you could split that Antron up here, right? If you wanted to, you could split that, run thread through it and split it, but you don't have to. So there, that's your finished Shipman's buzzer, or my version of the Shipman's buzzer. It's a fairly simple pattern to tie, but extremely, extremely effective. This is great, especially if you're in an area where you can fish a team of flies. These are great to have with you. So, alrighty, tie lines, everyone. If you like that video, give her a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please think of doing so and smash that notification bell so you don't miss any further tying videos. And if you have subscribed already, thank you very much. And we'll see you guys on the next tying video. Tie lines, everyone.